work on this. I switch my windows around and now I have to figure out where sorry, where to put my entire direction of the body, basically. So one cool thing that I wanted to do on stream is entity remapping, because we have two cases in which we want to remap an existing UUID, and that is if a user account is created twice, or when a well, these are instances of a product because we're renting them out individually. So for those, we need to basically be able to, let's see what are the products, like in here, if we have one of these and the tag goes missing, for example, and we know what the old one was, we might want to go into this and remap it to another one. But first we need to do something about client data, and I will copy this here over, because if we're dealing with a lot of user data today, I do not want to accidentally share that on stream. So we will anonymize all of them, but for that we need one trick. So right now this is something that I use for different project. So the idea here is that I have one command that I can just carry out and erase all the user data stored in the system. Probably we might also want to, while we're at it, add just add a flag here, and if we actually want to not just do the orders, so we probably want to have something like if this is not empty, make it empty. Same thing goes for the name, and then we'll just go over orders and over users. And for the users we need to make sure that we do not delete all the admins basically. That would be bad. And we also might want to change the email to an admin email, because I added some functionality that would suppress the email. Oh, we can do that by hand if we want to check out the emails. So we want to have different types. One would be user, one would be order, 1D for each types as type, and then we want to have an entity that we will get from we get them, okay, we get them up here. So we have an entities, and we have the global here. So this is the entities, and for each, well, we can just copy that in there. Why the cards in here? We don't need that. Well, we can kind of kill the nodes to because you probably don't want to share those either. So for each entities as entity, I'm going to replace all of this with this. Down here we'll have the type, and that's the last thing about orders. We can just do this and get all the entire entity list. And if the entity is this, same thing for this. Why aren't you doing that? Damn, I thought I could type it fast and then copy it, but nope. Okay, so this is the same for the address. We want to have a note, and up here, if it is already anonymized, we want to skip this one. Don't need this either. We'll just write it anyhow. Yeah, we have this flag now. We'll just use it locally, basically. So this should go through all the entities and remap them. We need it for users, we need it for orders. We also might need it for cards, even though we only have the node in there. What data do we have? What other data? We have bundles. No, don't want to touch the instances. Oh no, and we also want to skip all the administrators, and we can figure out the admins by let's find my entry. So I think I have to look into the user groups, right? User, do I have this one? 598. So it is no. Oh, we have it the other way around in the groups. I think. Okay, it's just oops. Switch this way. User groups. Where do you have the connected entities? Hang on, we should have this somewhere. So in the user account, do we already have a user group list? We could like use to move this backwards. The cards, the instances. We do not. Okay. Do we have it in the UAPs? Have users here. We get this one here. Secure user group. Do we have that even? Associated users. Okay, so in here we take. Oh, that's ugly. We do not seem to have this here. Do we have any entry to this? Yeah. Oh, so mine is not in the right user group. That's the problem. So for the others, I should actually have an entry in there. But I don't. So this seems to not work. Oh no, wait, it's the other way around, but it's still not written. Huh. Which probably means what we actually want first is in here have a list of users. Well, we do have the list. Where do you get your data from? Associated users. User. Oh, this is wrong actually. This should be user group associated users. This is completely wrong. Kind of, because there's a dash in there. How do we want to do that? I'm actually not sure whether we want to. Kind of a shame that I put a dash in there, otherwise it would have been straightforward. So what part of this do I refactor? I could the one option is that I remove this recipe and just use or generalize the better one, and that would mean plugins, was it base? No, IO. Yeah, associated data. Oh, that's just associated with, so that won't really work anyhow. So I guess we can just kind of I actually just missed the ones that no, do not have any user group entry there. So let's do I know we can't. No, let's stick with the one we had. So this is actually wrong. This should be right. And the question is, why don't we actually have a user group list? This is the admins. We have one user in there. There's probably some kind of leftover that's broken now. Is my daemon running? My daemon running? No. It's running but unresponsive. Now it's working, which means this is working and this is working. Okay. So that's good. So now I need to make my account be an admin. Which I'll do. Let's find the user list. This one. And it pretends like it already is, but it is not. Please stay there, template. Thank you. So now I have added myself to the administrator group, and now I should show up in here, and that's me. All right. So that means I can now also in the code so we make a case in here if type is user, and then we will pull in the admins are the ones that I find in this path. I just closed up again. Cache data user group. So this path, this for some cache data. That's the user group, and we want to have. Well, that's fine. Okay. So if it's a user, it actually, oh yeah, it's indexed by the UUID, which is good, which means we can in here say if the type is user and array key exists for the entity entity UUID in this. We also want to continue, and for now we'll just test this to see whether it actually works, and we will not write any of the data running it, so we can just see what it would theoretically do. So we run this. We have an entity. This is me. This is Nico. This is cool. So that would mean this should already. Well, I need to check once whether I'm actually getting good data on the other end. Hang on, there was an error there. No, these seem fine. Yeah. So this is now giving me only anonymized data, basically. We might, though, want to for the email address add like a random number. So do this, and we put that in here because we might get a lot of duplicates, and I do not want the emails to be so similar, because you might want to test eventually whether we can actually deal with this. And the problem is that we right now, yeah, let's actually not do this second thing, because the email provider should actually only be example.com, so we don't send out a ton of bad emails. What? Debug exchange is not okay. That's an why. Okay. Yeah. Right, and now we just get the at example.com, right? So that's better. Okay, and it's anonymized. So just to test whether we end up with a completely anonymized set. This is true. Right, so that means we can now run this. And then we can use it to anonymize all the data. Is this actually still running? Yeah. So this will change quite a number of entries, and we'll see how the daemon deals with that, basically. Okay. So this ran through. Oh. Yeah, that's bad. This should be discard. Okay, so that worked. And now we get a bunch of changes. Yeah, it rewrites a lot of entities now. A lot of entity edit window screens, basically. So it's all of them. It does all of these. Individually, they're like 10 to 20 milliseconds, maybe. But yeah. There's a null error in here. Patches, yeah, I guess so. Because the complex thing that we're going to need to do is remap all the associated entities to one user. Let's actually make a test for that. Where do we have that? Yeah, so there are a couple of assigned to entries, but basically pretty much everything. Okay, this is still going. Oh, it's not finished. Okay. So that probably changed a couple hundred entries. It's not that much. Oh, it's still going. Stick around. No, it's done. It's done. Are you done now? You're not done yet. Right, now I rewrote the, what was that? Data user associated? Okay. Okay. We'll see whether this might fix some long-standing issues. Are we done now? No. Still a bunch. Still a bunch. And I will need to do like a temperature check in a minute, because we're supposed to be getting 38 degrees centigrade today, and I'm trying my best to get some cold air into the apartment, but that will have diminishing returns in a short while. That's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. Might actually be faster to just clear the cache beforehand and rerun it. But on the server it will be even faster anyway, so what can you do? What's this all the time? What are you trying to do there? Type null. Wait. Is this target null? How can that be null? Let's see what arrives. Just next one, right away. What's your path? Your path is a dependency fragment. Why do you not have a target? We need to make sure we have a case for that. The weird thing is it should not put that on the jobs list except for when it has a very good reason, so this should be like more like a proper error. Do I just echo them out at the moment? Yeah. So let's go with wait, if it already is a proper job, that means that's weird. It's very weird. Where do you get that target? It's not initialized. Like it seems maybe if it hasn't run the dependency template yet, and it might be able to do it later. Maybe. So maybe this is actually unnecessary. It should be anyhow. So she'd be getting less and less of these. More time goes by and it hits the actual source templates. Doesn't seem to be getting less though, which is odd. Yeah, it's the same ones every time. Can't do that either. Or is it maybe creating them? No. We will instead clear the cache. Do we need to clear that too? No. But let's clear the data cache just for good measure. Rerun this. While we're waiting on that, let's see whether we already have some stuff in here. No. Not yet. Hmm. We certainly do have anonymous data now, though, so that's good. So I can go back to sharing this. So we should be able to find. Okay, this still needs to be done. Let's look for this assigned to you. Okay, so this should definitely be anonymized. Right. So let's jump to this one. Oh right, it takes a while now. So not jump over here. Let's try this. And in here, we now want to. Still can't go there. We'll need to wait on the daemon, because it cannot just in time deliver when we are running huge operations here. Type null, that's also bad. Should not be doing that. While this is running, I'll do a temperature check. Yep, that's what's cool. That would be good. Are you about done yet, please? Still nothing. Well, we can already do half of this other thing that I was going to do. Where is the data for that? WhatsApp. Okay, so we are trying to is this still working? This is still working, okay. I'm trying to remake these basically. Because for some odd reason when they were exporting them, their software, which is what's it called, Canva, it's a kind of, why are you switching back? That's not good. Like an online tool, but apparently you get like these weird no, I get why. Because it says WhatsApp in the title. Yeah, so we will redo this because you can see here that it's like off center for some odd reason. we don't get, and it would be a lot better to have this as a SVG anyhow. So where are we? We don't want to have a stroke. Yeah, we don't have want of stroke. Please, sir, no stroking. And this should be this color, and it should not be transparent. And we want to stay in this window, thank you. At least you got done sometime. Where's the center of that? Nope. Duplicate. Have it up here. Like this. And then we want to have this color here. And do a little offsetting. And we can also find our right size for this. So it should be like this, but it's off center. It's better. Right. Check with the reference image. I should be actually using this instead, I guess. Yeah. Let's use this instead. Display, no, I want opacity. I want opacity and I demand opacity. We're off by quite a bit. Yeah. So let's size this down. Seems to be slightly offset too. But we'll deal with it. This one too. This one too. Like this. And then this is also offset slightly. But it's this is weird. Doesn't seem right. Looks broken in the original one. Is this larger? No. So that should be like this. And this should be that kind of okay. So we have that, and then we're waiting on the crop pictures. Is it cropped? Freigestellt. I don't know. Let's also size this appropriately. We want to have pixels. Thank you. So let's say we want about, we need that like 300 pixels each way. Slightly more like this. Oh, can't. Right, that needs to be. Oh, okay, we already overstepped there. Need to fix that. That's not working. And that's still not good. Yeah. That's better. Okay. And we can save that as. Save that as. Source assets image. What's a badge? Okay, so we'll get to that later then. For now, this is already working again, which is good. So now it should actually compile this template for us, and we will see these in here. So let's now pretend that we have another Anja Schmidt, because we do have a bunch of them. And maybe there was a sign up error or something. Are you about done? Thank you. This was the one with the, oh, this one, nope. This was the one, so the F or something. And so they basically signed up for an account, and we already have an existing account for them. So we want to remap the existing data onto that, and I think I will do that actually with the matrix down here. Meaning, so just use the states basically. We will do the following. In the user, we will have a new state that is called reassign, and the initial state is no. It says no, and because we're waiting for a reassignment UUID, you want to know where we actually reassign this user. And only when we have the reassignment UUID will we make the button available. So if we have in this state, if we have a we will call this reassigned to, and if that's not empty, we will actually transition to ready, and ready is this one, ready. We should get an update in the template too, that'd be cool. Oh, look at that, there's the update. Let's just savor this small moment when stuff just works, because later on the stuff might go back to stopping to work for weird reasons. So it's always nice when it actually happens. Let's put in some names. This, does that actually trigger change? That would also be cool, but I think only if I change like the structure of this. So we now have a reassigned 2, we have this, and we want to here have a transition with the event reassign, which will then mean we want to go to reassigned. And now the question is whether I want to make that a we might actually want to make that part of the entity. Yeah, because it's kind of like a delete. Yeah, actually let's do that. Let's, if we have this here where it's if it is empty, in that case we want to skip back to idle. We don't need this. So this is like an extra state that even makes it impossible to delete the, or to set the delete flag basically. And these are like finalized states that we can't get off for now, but I might add that later. So if we are now ready to reassign, and this here has the name this, then it will move down here, reassigned, right. Let's see whether we get an update for that once whatever's happening with the menu stops happening. Okay, so this has not triggered an update, but we might get it like this. Nope. Can we trigger it like this? That should change the data structure there. Yeah, okay, so we now have a delete state and we have a reassign state. And if we have a reassign, if it's not empty, we go down there and we can reassign. And then we actually have to do stuff that I haven't really figured out yet, because we need to remap all the existing entities. Right. Could we actually because what we are doing is we want to decide what the reassigned one was. So this is the one that we're in right now. I think that's actually the wrong way around. We want to this is the one that we want to reassign because there are instances in here. and then one of the other ones we wanted to take. Okay, we do actually have we have some in here. So maybe we want to have them in here, which means that we already kind of should have all the stuff that we want to reassign. Basically, we mainly care about the instances, but we have a list for that. We have it in here. Associated cards, no. Do we have it in here? Somewhere in here. Right, so this is the instances which we have up here. Are these, well, we call it assigned to, right? So it's not associated with, which kind of further complicates the matter. But we will not do this refactor right now. Okay, so what we would need to do is go through isn't there a state for this? No. Well, there is a state for assigned to user assignment. I know this is product assignment, custom assignment. Okay, so we just need to change that basically. We could actually do it in here, I think. If we do the following, we'll do something like this, but not in here. No, that's actually, we can use that, we can reuse that. So in the user, when we do the reassigning, which is this transition, we want to now go over all the was it assigned? I think it was assigned instances, and for every single one of these you want to say instance update with I could just do item UUID. Item UUID, don't need this, but it would be assigned to, and that will be our user UID. Right. We might also have messages that we want to migrate. We might also have cards and orders. No way, do we have those? We have orders. Orders are assigned to users. So that would mean so this is cards, but cards aren't really there. Kind of. Let's first bundles. I'm not using that. Okay. Let's pull that over here. Put it in here. This would be the, oh, it's just called instances. Okay. Let's rename that. Key instances, make that from here. Okay. And it is annoyed that it does this, but I think I actually need that. Do I actually support self-close tags here? That should be in place make elements. I don't. So that means in here we actually need this, which is bad, but well. Right. So we have instances now. We have them up here too. And it doesn't like this, so we'll change it. Maybe I'm actually including them in a way that I'm rewriting those to be double close tags, but I don't remember. So we have messages that we also want to sort through. Yeah, these are associated with the user now. We also have some associated with an order, so that's bad. But we actually have a user account now, so we might want to migrate those over. Probably. Well, we might have guest orders, that's the thing. But even for the guests, we have like a shadow profile, which is not really a user account that you can use, but which is where we store the data. Yeah, we will need to refactor that basically. Okay, so we have messages that we also want to go over. What else do we have? We have orders, definitely. So the orders. This should actually automatically have them already. I hope it does. Anyway. Oh wait. No, I pulled this in. Pull this in. Yo. There's not really a frame here. Messages, orders. What else do we want to reassign? We want to reassign. Somebody else has COVID. Not yet COVID. There seems to be the new variant seems to be that you like get all the symptoms for 4 or 5 days and then you test positive, which is why nobody is stopping this spread this time. But what can you do? Thanks, I guess. No, why doing that? Do this instead. Maybe. So we have the messages, you have the orders. You want to also have. So we want to have all the orders that are associated with a user, which means in the order we should already have a user associated actually. Here. Right, so this is the assignment. Let's shuffle this around to in here. I already have that. Why do I declare this twice? This is broken anyhow. Yeah. Let's get rid of that. But basically... let me actually fix this here. There's something here that makes me... what was that? How did I set that up? Did I do it in here or did I do it in KDE? Let's see on the users. Oder probably this. I think actually, did I do that in KDE? Maybe. Let's look into my system settings. Because there's some action that I configured where I, if the window name is such and such, switch the OES scene. Oh wait. automatic scene switcher, right? Don't need that anymore. Close. Yep, we can do that. We can show the name of the thing in here. And we actually don't need this here. That's unnecessary, because when it's here, it is with the well, it could also be in transit, I guess. Yeah, so we'll leave that. The size is there. We need to say product. We'll just copy that for now. But what we actually need is a like in the instances list. We want to do this here, which is bad because it creates a dependency on the products list again. So changing products gets more and more expensive until I have figured out how to just depend on part of a data file, basically. But for now we need to eat the change here. I was in instances list products list, and we can just do this, and you can recompile now, basically. Let's see whether that automatically redoes the whole view there. It does not. If we do this, or if we do this, it's weird. Some things I have not figured out yet. This is also bad. Why is it doing that? Well, it'll work at some point. For now, we want to look at having a new area here, basically. We want to have a new form section that we will call this, and it should be danger, I guess. And we can use the same thing as in here. That was kind of cool. Oh wait, this one. Oh, no, no. This way around. And in here, you want to have one field only. Not all of this. And the new field will be the one that we're pulling in here, which was reassigned to. But we want to have a user there. So what we actually want is the same thing that we have in the instance, which is this one. Yeah, let's just copy that over. Forgot measure. Oh, it's a form group. And then instead of assigned to, we'll just call it reassigned to. Because the good thing about that is that it means that we can use the user search. That's an associated entity box, that's fine. But we want to replace assigned to with reassigned to. What's this? Don't want to do that, so I don't want to do it in here. What's this now? Why is it that? Where's that coming from? Where's that coming from? Why is it a prerequisite in here? I missed some stuff in here. That was the instance. Oh, okay, so that's a whole nother thing up here. Let's also copy that over. Replace this with that in here. Right, okay, so it pulls this and that works. But this is still wrong. It should be user. And then in here too. Right. Instance to user. Okay. And if I remove that, then it will also remove the... Wait, that's still wrong. It's wrong on multiple levels, basically. Oh, I have a state for that. Didn't I used to have it like in a... No, apparently not. So let's call this remove reassignment. Then you can still do that. But it means we wanted to copy... What's that? Do we not have that? Custom assignment. Oh, there it is. So we wanted to have that. The user. If we are ready to reassign in here. So we remove the reassignment. We want to update the user and we want to null out this here. And the target will be idle. No, that's fine. User update is also fine. Right. Did we call this assign instances? No. Instances. Let's find some naming scheme that works all the time. I think we'll just go with associated X. Associated instances. And in here we would have associated instances. Right. Messages. Same thing. Make these uppercase. That's messages. And in the user we also have messages, which are down there somewhere. Here. No, that's cards. That's messages. Do we have all of these? That's fine. But we want to switch this out. And then we also want to have associated cards. That's already fine. But I'm not sure whether this is actually working. I don't think it is. Right, so now we have instances, cards, messages, and orders. So we shuffle them a bit. Associated messages is quite straightforward. Yeah, that's not a good idea. We'll have to do some migration there. This orders don't have orders yet. These should all be fine. Okay. Okay. So let's actually try out so for the for the messages, this is the assigned instances. We want to say assigned to, that's fine. For all the associated messages, and that should be the user UUID. Yeah, so it's just user UUID. Right. We don't have associated cards yet, and we do not have associated orders. The orders should be straightforward. We should be able to, they I think. Oh, there's also user UID. Okay, so that's fine. In that case, we can do the same thing as here, but with order. Don't care about casing. Oh wait, that's, why did it duplicate that? Yeah, that's no use. So that should just be orders. Right. And we could have like a generalized recipe for that. So it's not associated data, but it's like user data. So that would be one way to eventually make this a little simpler. Anyway, in the orders, also we need to make sure there are any. This is not empty. So we have instances, we now, no wait, messages. assign. I could associate it again. Associated messages. Same thing for orders. Secure order update. Same thing for cards. This here has associated cards, so this is the standard nomenclature. But we can just do kind of the same thing here. This time it's associated cards. It's card update, and then it's associated with. Right. What else do we have? Oh, we also need to now print out the orders in the user. We have cards. I'll just copy that over for now. Also has this thing, but that only does the. And that's not what we want. We want kind of like the instances list, more like that. Other one is supposed to be about what is in my current card, but I don't think we have that yet. So let's actually take this instead. And put that after cards, and then we'll copy over a version of this. Kind of. Well, we need the state chart in there. That's one thing. And also let's look at how this is written out up here. So it's user UUID order list, and it's data URI. Order. Then in here I should have data URI. So this is wrong, and it should be something like up here. Yeah, right, okay. This whole thing, and put it in the orders. Wait. What should come first? This should be the card first, right? Card, and then, yeah. What do I call this? Oh. This, and then this, and then this here should instead. We should not be that. I got the wrong thing now. Something like this. Wait, do we have that twice now? Oh yeah, right. So it's data, these cards, and then it's actually not instances but orders. What did we have for that actually? Can't remember. It should be in here. Order, file invoice, file invoice, and for this now we need that. That's better. Okay, and then down here we need to have the state chart. I'll fix this. Order state chart. We will do that in here by copying that over. And the user will have an order state chart. And then we will have a orders list. I think should be it. Let's see what explodes when we run this. All right. So there's our new assignment. This, right, and this is still wrong. That should also be different because card has the shopping cart. So this basically, right. Oh, there's a product. Cool. So that's also working. So now, next thing we need is have this here work. So we wanted to have one of these be reassigned. So we wanted to reassign into this here. So if we start typing E595, do we, right, now we'll assign this. And then we should have, yeah, we have now the reassignment down here. Okay, I would also like to have like a big disclaimer box up here. That says, what would it say? It would say something like, you are about to move such and such many messages and such many everything to this other user. So so we will do that. We will do the following. We'll take in, where did I put that? Here, okay. So this is LG6. Why is this crammed in there? Come on, you can press buttons. Yeah, well, it should be a separate thing here. But where this button goes, this here, we want to now have like a warning label. We have some, I think it's usually done with cards or something, right? Alerts. Can do an alert. Let's do this. Where's the danger card? Let's use the danger card. Achtung! Neuzuweisung. Zu folgenden Einträgen. Now we will do the following. Do we actually want to list all of them? No. So let's repeat over. No. We want to say the following. With a bunch of these, so like we have here, instances, messages, cards, orders. Just do this. Count them. But we also want to clear them first. And that was like a helper function that I have somewhere where it filters out all the deleted, the entities that are flagged as deleted. Was it here? No, probably an admin. Oh, my device battery is running low. Can't have that. Can't have that. Admin functions. Valid entity list. See this one. We could in here also add the state entity reassigned. Yeah, let's do that. That's good. It was called reassigned, right? User reassigned. Right, so let's use this and oops, to put it in here, and we account for, put a break afterwards. Oh. Nachrichten, Warenkörbe, Bestellungen. Okay, so now we should actually already have that. But it won't render it out if oh no, so we need a commit the reassignment button, but I'm just trying to figure out whether I want to have a it should actually be in there already. Let's see. There's the box, but it does not have anything in there. Because it's why is that not working? What? There you go. And why is it text center? That's not good. Should be text left. And then we might also want to do this. Strong text. Grub make text strong for interface. We have colors for these that we could use, I guess. So we could make it like these badges, basically. Something like this. No, wait. Breadcrumbs either with alerts. There was one where there's a like a number within a thing, a thing, like in here. Let's be extra precise about this. And why is this grayed out? Oh, we could, yeah, right. I fixed that somewhere else. Wait a second. I fixed that in this other project that I have. Secure, and it should be like state blah blah blah. No, wasn't it in there? What is called? It's called button transition. Don't have anything for that. Because the thing is, we don't want it to be grayed out if it's somewhere else, basically. What? Where's that coming from? The class that... There. Should be something like that. They put in the project. No. Where did I put you? Oh, you're right there. In state chart, right. So if this one here